Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jaylee. This is JayLeesCorner. This is my quick review, honey, for Real Housewives of Atlanta. This is season 14, episode 16. It looks like we have two more episodes until the season has ended, and there'll probably be a two-part reunion or three-part reunion. We don't need a three-part reunion, but again, I do feel like it is two episodes left to this season, and then we have to go on hiatus. Thank God, okay? But y'all know first things first, if you have not done so already, please take a moment to do what? Subscribe to my channel to become a whole JayBird, and that, okay? Because it's the thing to do, okay? Do not forget to also like the video, comment in the comment section, hit the share button to share on your social media. Also, follow me on social media at JayLeesCorner on IG and also on Twitter. No, I will not be on screen because guess what? This is a premiere. Okay, it's 2:55 in the morning, and y'all will be getting this around noon on Monday. Happy Monday. Yes, I will be live tonight for something. What I don't know, but come back round here, okay, to the corner around 9 p.m. We will see what we will be discussing. But again, I don't know yet. But let's get into this episode. Okay, look, because we get to the end of the season, I feel like things are winding down. Not much is happening. And I'm like, can we get to the fashion show? Can we just get to the fashion show? But this episode to me was like, who gonna pay me, boo? Who gonna pay me? I need my money, and it all kind of revolve around Sheree, who either needs some money, owe somebody some money, looking for some money and whatnot. But let's keep it moving. So first up, Drew. Drew had her surgery. Okay, she had her because her foot got messed up when she was running over there in Jamaica. She ruptured her Achilles, so the doctor had to fix it. She got about 20, 30 stitches. I don't know how many stitches it was. Maybe it's 10. I don't know. A whole bunch of stitches, okay? But she at home resting, real drugged up or whatever. And because she needed a scene, okay, here comes Sheree and Sanya. Which is funny because, again, to see how, they used to be fussing and fighting in the beginning of the season, they've come a long way. But in my opinion, everyone just wanted to shoot a scene. I'm gonna leave that be. Okay, now anyway, Sheree came in. Look, first of all, Sheree and Sonya was like, "Oh, Drew, we're so sorry. We hope you feel better." And blah 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 blah. I'm like, do y'all not see Drew high right now? Real drugged up on the again. The pain meds are good because she's in pain, okay? But I'm like, y'all really sitting there letting Drew just let her rest. Okay, let her rest. Anyway, Sheree does what Sheree does. Be a bone collector. Okay, she told Sanya what Kenya said over in Jamaica about how Kenya felt that Ralph was being a bit aggressive, okay, when cursing at the ladies, standing up or whatever. Kenya was saying how she felt. And Sheree, being Sheree, passed along that information to Sanya. Now, why they did it at Drew House, I don't know. And said, "Oh, I gotta call Kenya. Let me call Kenya right now." And she called Kenya, and Kenya answered, sounding like concerned, like, "Oh, is everything was something going on?" I felt like it must have been later in the evening because it was dark outside. So I wonder if Kenya thing was, "Bitch, I'm asleep. What you want? Is something? Is everything okay?" And Saint said, "Well, Sheree told me that you said that Ross was aggressive and being da 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 da." And I'm like, girl, I get she wants to defend her husband the same way her husband wanted to defend her, okay? But I do feel like calling Kenya on the phone, I think that could have been an in-person conversation, not an older phone. Let me try and check you. Saying something you try too hard, okay? And her calling Kenya, and Kenya was like, girl, I gotta wake up and talk later. Because Kenya did sound asleep. I was like, is she in bed? Is it a Tuesday? I think people go to bed early on Tuesdays, okay? So what's going on? But Kenya did not admit to, yes, I said it, okay, whatever. But again, girl, I'll call you back. Well, Kenya, it's not cool. I didn't like it. Kenya was like, okay, oh, okay, that's fine. Okay, fine. I'm not, can I just dismiss it? This is my thing. Saying I need Kenya to keep my husband's name out her mouth or whatever because, use the word aggressive, with a black man can be dangerous. I agree. Using the word aggressive towards black people can be a little bit dangerous, okay? However, Sanya, have your husband to keep his mouth. or keep his mouth. Keep himself out of y'all business, okay? Because my opinion still remains Ross did not need to jump in and say anything to Kenya or Sign, or Sheree. I also don't feel like he was being too aggressive with it, but I can see Kenya's point in saying, I'm here by myself. I don't have anyone here to defend me. It scared me a little bit. He stood up and blah, 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 blah. I didn't think Ross is going to be a terror or like that, but I seen Kenya's point. And, she was a little startled because I think it was like, what's wrong with Ross? Because Ross don't usually act that way, but it did that day. But again, I didn't care either way, but again, I just feel like the men should stay out of the woman's business and let that be that. Because if you and Kenya and Sheree had kept talking, y'all could have aired the shit out. But no, now it's tension between you and Kenya. Okay, but again, they hang up the phone and Sonny says, bye, bitch. I was like, see, that's their book. I do not like Sonya on this show. And again, I do not mind her defending her husband. I think that's great. I don't mind her husband defending her. I think that's great too. But however, on the show, things just go a different way. Okay, but I'm going to leave that be. Now, Sheree is having a little model call. Our fashion show is 2 weeks away. Okay, so she hired an assistant lady, and she has Kenya also there helping her for this model call because she need models to model the clothes that we don't think really exist. Okay, now again, the fashion show is in 2 weeks. You hear me? She hired the lady Rowan. I think it's Rowan. Okay, 2 weeks ago. Okay, so she hired someone to assist her a month before the shoot. And in my opinion, Rowan don't know what she's doing. Okay, she did not seem to fully grasp what's going on. I feel like she by Sheree has been in works for 20 years. Okay, and we expect a lot. Not even a lot. We just expect clothes. Like she don't have to reinvent the wheel. She don't have to have lights, camera, action. This is some cute clothes that you had 25 years to build. Okay, if you was able to build a damn chateau of the Sheree of Thelma, why you can't put these clothes together? Okay, I'm just wondering. Okay, if you are She by Sheree, been around here, okay, gloating on yourself, gloating all the time, you don't know nobody in fashion in Atlanta to make some clothes? No? Anyway, so Kenya gets there, and Kenya's like, this is supposed to be a model car. It's only like, it was like 6 models outside. Kenya said, why did you have me post about, you having a model car? I could have had a line up on the block. Rowan said, oh no, we wanted this to be, a closed, a smaller model car. I was like, what? A down low. Down low. Who has a down low model car when they don't have no models and the show is in 2 weeks? You have a down low model car 6 months ahead of time. Okay, not 2 weeks. Again, somebody don't know what they're doing. I don't know if that's Rowan. I don't know if that's Sheree. I think it's both of them. Because even if Sheree wanted a down low model car, you as the event person, well, Sheree, we have 2 weeks. We have to get people booked to do this. We have to find people who will fit your clothes. So to me, Rowan, I think her name was Rowan. I may that be, but I'm like, how could you not? Why would you suggest a closed or down low model call? I said, girl, Sheree said she needed about 20 models. She only found 4 people there because only 6 folks showed up. And then all the models were like 5, 6, and shorter. Now, I'm only 5'2", but we know typically for models, you want them to be a little bit taller. A little bit taller, okay? Now, when the girls said, it was supposed to be a down low thing, they show how Sheree posts about it and it got one like. Because don't nobody think she by Sheree real. Nobody, okay? Now, the funny part was Kenya and Rowan battling for power, okay, of dominance, okay? Who's going to be the queen of the house? I was like, I guess both of them. And I was like, oh, Rowan came to battle. I said, she going head to head with Kenya? Girl, because Kenya said, why are we not facing the way they will walk in? We need to see them when they walk. Okay, why would not facing towards the way to see that? Why is it? Well, because this is how I run my runway. King said, "Oh, so the wrong way." I said, "Bitch, not the wrong way." I said, "Oh, Kenya came in like, girl, you not helping." And this is what I will say: when you hire someone to handle things for you, you're not supposed to be nervous. I felt like Rawan was nervous, Sheree was nervous. What you nervous for? If this ain't your first rodeo, it should be like a well-oiled machine. And a part of me did feel like Rawan did not fully know what to do. Just my opinion. She may be great at what she does. I don't know that lady, but things seemed a bit far fetched for me. Okay, and then when Kenya brings up how you need to have real models. Real models. Rewind then said, "Well, you need a real budget to have real models." I said, "No, she ain't got no budget. You just call Sheree cheap and broke, girl." She said it would cost about 250 to 500 per day if we want real models. And I was like, I mean, how do you have a fashion show with fake models that you've been waiting 20 years to have? You should have vintage models who's been sitting and waiting for the She by Sheree. And truth be told, anybody who wear the clothes that Sheree wear and has the house that she lives in, who was up here can't spend the 250 to 500. It's only one fucking day, but maybe not, and maybe 2 or 3 days for practicing. Okay, but if you can't afford to spend 250 per day per model for your fashion show, then don't have one. But you can't want to execute and be cheap at the same time. It looks stupid, okay? But when you're ready, like it's too late, I don't have time to find real models and to spend the money that needs to be spent. I already spent $1 million on my clothes to get the sample done. Can you say, girl? The only thing Sheree ever spent spent $1 million on is is a collection agency. I said, because we know she help people. Okay, but the short ass models walking, I can call them that because I'm short too. Okay, and this is because you just usually do not want models who are 5'6" or shorter. The tallest person there was 5'6". Again, only 6, maybe 7 models were there. And when Sheree said, "I need about 20," well, why the fuck didn't Rewind ass have 40 people there? If you need 20 models, having a low key model shoot where only 6 or 7 folks show up who are all 5'6" or 5'5" or 5'3", it don't make no sense. Okay, and with Kenya and Juan kind of going back and forth because at one point, one model they did like her info was not on the back of her headshot. So Kenya said, we have to have your info on the back here so we can get in contact with you. But Juan then said, "Oh, I don't need that. I have my assistant has their information." Kenya said, "Yeah, but it should really be on the back of the headshot. You put the info on the back of the headshot." And Juan then said, "But I'm the one running this, so I thought because I'm the one assistant." I was like, "Why is y'all fussing about this? Kenya, why do you care so much?" Even though I agree with Kenya, I do feel like at most shoots for models that you see them, the model's information is on the back of their headshot. So you see the person's face that you want, you have their info right there. Versus having to figure out who's that on that piece of paper. Tina, someone finds Tina's information. No, Tina's information is on the back of the headshot. So what can you say it made sense? Which again made me feel like, well, Roman, what is you doing? Rowan, what is you doing? What is happening? I don't know. But they went back and forth and back and forth. She said, "Okay, put it on there to make her happy." Yes, I am happy. Okay, yay, confetti. I said, "Bitch, not confetti." I said, "Rowan really wanted to come battle with Kenya." I was like, girl, it's funny. Okay, now she tells Rowan, like, "I'm happy you're here, but this has to be a successful charade, okay?" And Rowan then, I think it's Rowan. I don't know. But Rowan then said, "You know what? I want," no, she says, "It'll be a success because this is not my first rodeo." Kenya said, "Well, it looks like it." I said, "Bitch, that was a key. That was the whole key to me. If they have any more scenes, I want to watch it." And Sheree in the middle, like the monkey, is in the middle. Where's she at in the middle? Not really saying anything because she don't know what the hell to do either. Okay, anyway, next up, Drew, her mama, and Ralph. Okay. Oh, wrong thing. No, I forgot. It's not them. It's do I even have Drew? Girl, did I put it in the right order? Did I even put Drew in here? What if I didn't add Drew? I didn't. Girl, I forgot. Okay. Oops, my bad. Drew was sitting around there. Why I at least have a picture of Drew. I put a picture of Drew up that I still have up here. I thought I had the whole thing, but I don't, because I'll move fast. But let's just put Drew picture up because I don't have time to edit this. Okay. Boom. Drew was around here sitting with Ralph and her mama. Okay. Because Ralph was having that little photo shoot and everything for the little book or whatever. She brings up how, she's read a little bit more of the book, not really much of it, but a little bit. She's a little bit more involved because he wants her to write the forward. Now we have that fine, fine, fine. Now we also know that her and Sheree are planning to plan a joint birthday party for who? Kenya and Marlo. I said, now that's a bad idea. Not a bad idea as in, they can't party together, but y'all know them two do not get along. I don't like it when folks try to force adults to be friends. They're not going to be cool. At least let it happen organically. Don't throw me no joint birthday party with a bitch I don't like. Don't do that, okay? Because I don't want to have to say, happy birthday, bitch. I don't want to do that, okay? But that's neither here nor there. We'll get to that later on. But again, Sheree and Drew have agreed to have the joint party for Kenya and Marlo and to split the costs. Boom. Back to Drew, Ralph, and the mama. Now they talking about this whole adoption thing again. I'm like, I really wish they would stop having this conversation because now her mom like, I was surprised that you didn't want to adopt him. What part of his father got out of prison and does not want to relinquish his rights and have me adopt him? Don't y'all get? It's weird they're pushing the issue. Now, Drew then brought up how, because I think at one point Ralph said, like, adoption is just a piece of paper. I don't need that piece of paper to prove that I'm his father. I'm the person who's raising him. So, that is not that important to me. If me and Josiah talk later and he pushes me to adopt him, I'll do them because it's what he wants. But right now, I don't have to do that. I agree. Stop making it seem as if Ralph is less of that man daddy because he has not legally adopted him. That's my opinion, okay? Now, Drew brought up, well, if adoption is, a piece of paper that don't really matter, then we didn't have to get married. I was like, girl, stop. You cannot, in my opinion, you cannot compare because look, you can't marry somebody if they're already married. It's illegal. You cannot marry a person who is already married. It's called polygamy. It's illegal, okay? You can't adopt someone if that person's parent has not relinquished their rights. And if they are, it ain't like he's not in foster care. He's not a bastard without no parents. He's living with his mother and his stepfather who raises him as his son. So for you to compare, well, if you said adoption is just like a piece of paper, it doesn't really matter. Well, then our marriage should not matter. Like, what's the point of getting married? It's just a piece of paper. Girl, it ain't the same. It isn't. It isn't. And I really wish they would stop pushing the narrative. It's weird to me to keep pushing the issue when the birth dad is at least alive and around. He may not be around as much as he needs to be, but as long as Ralph has been a great father figure and a father to Josiah, stop making it seem like it's not as effective or it's not as a good, like it's not a good thing because he doesn't adopt him. A lot of people do not adopt their stepchild. It's not a legal thing. You know what I'm saying? That does not mean my dad did not legally adopt me and my sister. But he was our, and it didn't matter. I don't need a piece of paper because he showed me that he was my dad. Period. May he rest in peace. Anyway, let's move on. Okay. Now, Marlo and the boys. I still feel like Marlo using them boys for a storyline or whatever. I don't care. The boys are back. The boys are back in town. They're back and now they're back. They're not acting up. They came in the house. They took a long shower for like an hour. Okay, there's this and there's that. And the oldest boy then said he's happy to be back because it's great to have my own bed. Okay, to take a shower in a clean bathroom. I say, not you throw your auntie up under the bus. So your auntie bathroom ain't clean. Not the aunt who took you in when mama tossed you out. I was like, that is, and again, I think also what I don't like is the narrative of we see Marlo living this lavish lifestyle, selling cooch all around, and her sending her nephews to live with her less fortunate sister who has 4 children. I assume there may be a man in the house because she talked to sister earlier. She did ask her how are the boys doing being around a male figure, and I'm thinking that must be the sister's boyfriend, fiance, husband, or whatever who's in household. But again, you had them boys go over there with 6 other people, 4 kids and 2 adults in a 2 bedroom apartment. I can bet it may be a bit messy because boys and kids are messy. But again, I was like, y'all just toss Auntie up on her house dirty and small. Anyway, she tells the boys, I just want to humble y'all, okay? Be a bit humble. Oh, yeah. Send them to live with your less fortunate sister for them to appreciate what they have there. I don't see an issue with that. I get it. I fully get it. But I feel like that's bad looking down on a sister. She got what she got, though. Anyway, Marlo, in my opinion, is using the sister for a storyline. I don't like it. It makes me mad. Okay. Now they have the party. I think that's the next picture. I don't remember. Yes, the party for Kenya and Marlo. Now Sheree, who was hosting with Drew, got there a little bit late. Okay, got there like an hour late, and she's like, "Girl, how you late?" Sorry, y'all. How you late? You supposed to be up with me. Girl, my fashion show was just is everything that can go wrong. It's going wrong. It's been a long day. She blaming everything on the fashion show the same way Sonya say that Kenya blame everything on Mark and the damn baby. But again, I feel like, girl, it should not be. This is the weird thing. You have had 12,000 years to prepare. She Basharay ain't even no new shit. It's the oldest shit on this show. It's older than you. So the fact that she's having to do all this stuff to get all this stuff together makes me feel like, girl, so she Sheree was never real. It was a fairy tale, a fable, a lie. Anyway, Drew said, girl, fine. Okay, it's fine. But look, because I'm on one leg now. I need you to really be around here doing, co-hosting things or whatever. Also, let me get you that invoice. Honey, when Sheree said, well, yeah, well, how much is it? Because I haven't had no input. Well, okay, we'll put you to owe me half. Okay, because that was the agreement. This is the thing. The total amount, what did we see that? The total amount was $2,700, which means Sheree owed $1,350. Sheree was up in nickel and diamond. I wouldn't pay for this. I would not have agreed to all this. Bitch, extravagance is $2,700. You owe $1,350. And yes, Drew could have paid her damn self too. But that wasn't the agreement. You can't agree to go half on something. And then because you poor right now, and you up here in a goddamn Louis Vuitton shirt. And again, she bought regular shit, some flowers, some balloons, because it's 2 people. Okay, for some chairs, table settings, catering for the food, some candles. It was some random thing, but again, it wasn't a bad amount of money. 2,700 to have a party for like 10 people. That's a nice amount, in my opinion. But Shereo broke ass up here in the goddamn Louis Vuitton shirt. Want to complain? I agree. 1350. Well, since I didn't really have all that much say, so how about I pay a fourth? Bitch, a fourth? Are you broke? Y'all think Sheree get food stamps? Sheree might get food stamps. Because, I mean, if Sheree don't have no W-2 or 1099, if she don't have no income coming in, she may get food stamps. Then maybe fake clothes. Because she be trying to dress real fancy and name brandish. You can't be fancy and name brandish and be around here complaining about $1,300. You can't do that. Okay. Now we also do see Sheree get a phone call from her person who's in LA because her little thing or whatever. Let me skip ahead. Her little, she has. It's weird because she's talking to the girl who's telling her that, well, your vendor who was in LA, because again, for some reason she can't get clothes in Atlanta. Her vendor who's in LA, the friend who also lives in LA, was there and went to the man's warehouse to see the pieces. And she said, well, some stuff he has is done. It looks fine. Some stuff he has, Sheree is not finished. The show is at this point, it's in 9 days. It's in 9 days. And when Sanya and Kenya get there, and like, oh, it's a surprise party for Kenya and Marlo, cute. And then Sheree brings up again how her fashion show, Atlanta Fashion or whatever, how she still has not seen any of her pieces. The fact that her show was 9 days away, she has not seen any of her pieces. That may be the reason why she didn't hire no models, because she don't know what size she needs. It's gonna be a whole shit show. And she told them how, well, some of my pieces come from Alaska and they're lost in Alaska somewhere, and my other pieces coming from Cali. And I'm like, Alaska? Are these Alibaba clothes? I just do not understand how someone who has been sitting around in Atlanta for 35,000 years is having to outsource making some goddamn joggers. You can't tell me that you don't know nobody in Atlanta who can make clothes. Nobody. Girl, you in the wrong profession. You're on a whole show, but you've been a whole person of interest for 39,000 years on Bravo, and you don't know not damn person to make you some joggers and a shirt. Girl, I can make some joggers and a shirt. Give me some needle and thread. Because half your stuff is in Alaska, the other half is in LA. Girl, I know you fucking lying. I know you fucking lying. So can you pull up Marlo pull up? And the funny part was Kenya's, I know she saw Marlo. I know she saw Marlo. Kenya walked a little bit fast, got to the door, and closed the door behind her. Even though Marlo was like maybe 10 steps, I said, girl, you was pet T. You hear me? Pet T. But they get there and they're surprised because they also had Kenya's cousin, or I don't know, either our cousin show up, and then Marlo's best friend and like goddaughter is there from Florida. So again, it was a good little surprise. And that's why I said, Sheree having to pay $13.50, girl, just pay the damn money. It's a nice little party. Now both Kenya and Marlo both say they would have preferred to have their own party, because again, who wants to have a birthday party with somebody they don't like? But despite not liking each other, they both is happy that the party is happening and whatnot. Okay, boom, boom, boom. Now, um, Marlo friend got up and speak and said, "Oh, Marlo's such a great person. You're saying she's a great fit, she's great that I can depend on her, and I always tell her to stop fussing with Kenya." Well, she don't listen. She don't listen. Okay. Now they all bring up, well, not they all, Sheree and kind of Drew bring up how, we're tired of y'all fussing and fight. We're over it. We're done with it or whatever. Why can't y'all get along? And Ken said, this isn't an intervention or a birthday party. I don't want to have. I also look. I do not want to have a. Let's fix the issues that you have with someone you don't like at my birthday party, bitch. No, thank you. I don't want to have. Okay. But they asked, okay, what's the issue between y'all two? And Ken said, look, I never have had an issue with Marlo. We used to be cool. But I can't keep giving Marlo passes, because when someone show you who they are, you have to believe them. And she said some really mean things to me over the years. Okay, well, what's the issues? What are the issues, Kenya? I'm like, it's weird that Marlo played like she had no idea why Kenya don't really rock her, because you a mean ass bitch. And sometimes you do want to say dumb shit, okay? But Ken, like, but look, first of all, my mom does not, you know, want me comment was really, really bad or whatever, and you consistently call me a liar. Now, Marla bring up how you said things that couldn't hurt me deep, Kenya. And we see some things. To me, the stuff Kenya said looked like it was stuff in rebuttal to Marlo. So I feel like Marlo again will go low and then wants to be upset about when someone goes low with them. But I'm leave that be. But again, they were kind of going back and forth. It got kind of tense, and they said, you know what? Let's squash that shit. Let's leave that be. Okay, let's leave that be. Now I want to say the picture they took I saw on Drew page is so cute. You hear me? It's so cute. Now I feel like everybody's face is face tuned. I really do. Because I'm like, look, they're all beautiful women. We got Manietta, Sanya, Kenya, Drew, Marlo, Sheree, Candy. But to me, everyone's face on here looked like they just had the best surgery ever. All their noses are pinched. Ain't no hair out of place. I just don't believe it. This is a very much so amazingly uh, a photograph with great editing. And I'm not saying too much editing because they look like they look like they got some, some freshness done to themselves. Okay, I'm gonna leave that be. So they play a little game about like who's like they give a scenario, is it shady or whatever. So the first scenario was, what if a friend says your husband was being aggressive? They go saying, I would say, it's shady, but I also say you wish you had a man like that. You wish. I was like, calm down, little red Corvette. Stop it. And then Drew said, okay, so what if you were, planning a joint event with somebody and y'all were supposed to split the payment of it or whatever, and then they don't want to pay. Sheree said, I'm planning a fashion show. Girl, pay what you weigh. Pay what you owe, mama. I'm leave that be. I'm gonna leave that be. Now we also know, again, the fashion show is, in a couple of days, and she said, I know I can't pay Drew right now. I can't do that. Okay? Because it's expensive. And I have to pay for this damn thing around here, which is the um fashion show. But she passed out invitations, the public invitations that she showed. And then when Candy said, I don't get why she's spending money on these invitations, but she won't spend money to get her damn samples. I said, because Shreya's ass backwards. Okay, don't make no sense. So these are the little invitations she gave to everybody there at the table. Okay, girl. First, when somebody said she need to make Barbie clothes since she can't get real clothes, I said, bitch, not Barbie clothes, okay? But anyway, while passing out invitations, she also tells the table, I don't have any of my pieces. It's gonna be about 100 people there. It's like, girl, what? And then Kenya said the fashion model car was horrible. It was all fucked up. Okay, I was like, no. Okay, and then like, girl, at this point, you know what I'm saying? It's not even a fashion show. It's a party. It is not a fashion show you want to have a party because you do not have any samples. Kenya then said, oh my God, okay, what is that fashion show? No fashion. Something we don't need to be. We do not need Kenya reminding us of how bad it was the first time. But again, they're like, look, we all want you to win. And you can't fail again. You can't fail 15 years later. You cannot. Because you've had the most time to get your shit together. Again, what she should have done was stop building that big ass house and work on getting the damn business off the ground. Okay, now you all scared. I scared now or whatever. Okay, then we see Sheree meet with Apollo. I said this was the most random shit ever. I'm like, how we what? But she brought up how of course she's known him over the years. She's like we've been friends or whatever. And so, but Apollo went to prison like maybe 8, 9 years ago, maybe 8 years ago, whatever. He's been out of prison for 2 years. So Sheree does ask him about if he will model in her shoot. Look, if they look, because y'all know Apollo, he's either married to that girl he was went to the prison, or they engaged. But I know he's still with her. If they add them to the cast next season, because I feel like Apollo may still be cool with Todd. Girl, the mess of it all. Because the Phaedra ass can't come back, but Apollo can. That's just true tea. You hear me? That's just true tea. Now, we do see that he like, I'm home from prison. I've been here home for 2 years, and he said he felt like Phaedra kind of gave up on him or whatever, left him to rot in prison, did not care about what happened to him and whatnot. Okay, he did say yes to the fashion show. I know I mentioned that. He said yes. So anyway, but he's been how hard it's been. Well, when he went to prison, it's been a transition since he's been home, but he's good now. But again, his point was like, when everything happened, she never was around for me. She wasn't there for my sentencing. She wasn't there for this or for that. Like none of what I went through, she was there for me. She just kind of abandoned me or whatever. I said, well, nigga, you broke the law. You got caught. Now we do see a little flashback of her saying how what she really cared about wasn't really Apollo. At that point in time, what she cared about was her name, her good name that she had built up or whatever. And people looking at her funny because what he did. I said, but Phaedra, you married a felon. I mean, not saying all felons become felons the second time, but I mean, people already look at you because he was already a felon. By me, they be, because again, they're not together no more. It was what it was, and she then bring up on Tyrone. Now he then say he had ran into Tyrone while he was away, and Tyrone did mention how he and Sheree were a couple. I said, oh, prison talking, okay? Now, she said, when he came home, it was some bullshit or whatever. I want to go visit him. He stood me up. That was 2 months ago. And we talked like once after that, but we haven't talked much since then. And Apollo was honest. Like, look, what I'm saying? In prison, you would see guys who would get a visit from different women all the time. And they would say the same shit to each girl, either in person, on the phone, okay? They then come home and they let the women down, and that's what happens sometimes with some men in prison. And for her, she's like, I just have so much negative energy based on his bullshit, and I don't know what to do. I was like, girl, you really called a prison there to have prison talk? Prison talk, prison talk. But again, that was all this episode was. Next week, we will supposedly, hopefully, see the fashion girl presentation. Okay, the fashion science product, the fashion, whatever. But again, it's 2 episodes left. So I feel like they may stretch the next 2 episodes out. They did not say next week in the season finale. So I think because next week is episode 17, that's why I say we have 2 more episodes and then probably at least a 2-part reunion that will air. But y'all, I gotta go. That's all I got. And God's no more. I hope y'all had a good time. And I don't think Sheree ever paid that lady her money. I don't think Sheree paid you her money. I don't think Sheree paid them assistant lady to the fashion show. I don't think she paid nobody. Sheree owe people. I hope, but hey, they said that Sheree don't pay her bills. They said it, not me. Okay, I gotta go. I love you all. Peace.